postcards on my windshield. Send me home with tales of hilltops and of nature's truth revealed.
So, Leanna, you're going to feather the clutch, okay? So, foot there. Yeah. Feather the clutch.
This one?
Yeah. Maybe. Feel where it bites, okay? So you're going to feather.
Where what bites?
Where it bites, you're going to feather the friggin' clutch. Just feather the clutch.
I don't know what you want from me.
You just feather the
What does
clutch.
that mean?
It means to feather the clutch.
You're not making any sense.
That's what you need to do.
I can't do that. I've always loved driving. Of course. Given that first lesson on the hill behind the grocery store, trying to feather the clutch. It's a wonder that my love didn't stall before it started. That love only grew when I got to college, and driving took on a whole new role. Crying. We'd take long nighttime drives along the back road, sharing our words, sometimes laughing, sometimes crying, usually singing. In college, I learned about climate change, environmental justice, and I began to put together how these issues were connected to driving. It made me question my own habits. All right, so I wasn't that aware. The truth is that I had a complete emotional meltdown. Trying to find a parking space in the Warsaw deck on the day of an exam, and there screaming at the other drivers to stop stealing my space. Tears flowing freely, panic bubbling to the surface. I resolved to forever be done with Jamie parking and to buy a bike. After several years, driving has taken on a more nuanced meaning for me. I drive because I can. I drive because I can access places where my feet alone can't take me. I drive because I can exercise my freedom to take wrong turns. I drive because I can control my destiny by choosing my destination. I drive because I can leave behind my problems or collide with them head on. I drive because I love to. I drive because I love to turn the music up, roll the windows down, and let go. I drive because I love to see the mountains roll past my windows. I drive because I love to be alone with my thoughts and my dreams. I drive because I love to be distracted from my thoughts and my dreams. I drive because I must. I drive because I must go to work. I drive because I must live out the duration of my lease, 30 miles from my work. I drive because I must buy kitty litter, and that's too heavy for my bike basket. I drive because I must be on time, and walking provides too many opportunities to stop and smell the honeysuckle. I drive in spite. I drive in spite of the cost of gas and the knowledge of how environmentally irresponsible the oil industry is. I drive in spite of the dozens of dead deer, squirrels, turtles, pollution and the congestion of my home. I drive in spite of my hatred of driving.
Well, it seems I'm always running late, no matter how early I try to go. But now it seems my luck is running dry, assuming I had good luck to start with. I'm driving way too fast, I feel out of control. The clock is relentless to such a worrying soul. I guess I should have known better than to go rushing in blind, but I don't always do like I'm told. Life's too short to fall in line. I'm driving way too fast, I'm riding on borrowed time. The clock is relentless to a soul like mine. I should have seen it coming on, but I drove right into that collision. I felt the guilt before I knew what went wrong. I didn't see you come along. Well, I guess I got what I deserve. Busted, but not broken inside. It's enough to make me come unnerved. Life's too short to spend paying fines. I'm driving way too fast, I feel out of control. The clock is relentless to such a worrying soul. I'm driving way too fast, I'm riding on borrowed time. The clock is relentless to a soul like mine.
So I had a rough summer. I got into an accident, hit by a tow truck, you know, the usual. But don't worry, the universe rewarded me by punishing a special someone who's not here tonight, but we know her by the name of Jessica Smithberger, big sister of me. And you see, she'd never been in an accident. And so every time we'd be driving down I-66 into DC, and I'd say, slow down! And she'd say, I'm not the one who's been in 4 accidents. Yeah. So, she finally got into her very first accident. Don't worry, I'm not an awful person, completely. See, because at first I was concerned and I wanted to know if she was okay, but as soon as I found out she was okay, I reveled in the balancing power of karma. You see, it was just a matter of time because statistically speaking, No one can avoid fender benders forever.
You always said that you were better than me, not capable of doing wrong. You were the model I should strive to be, but now that's changed, so I wrote you this song. I used to warn you not to follow, right on the tail of the throng. You wouldn't listen to a screw-up, though. But now I'll make you listen to this song. Because this is where I get to say what I've been waiting to say for so long. I told you so. I told you it could happen to you. The perfect girl, the perfect driver, but now your car doesn't look like new. You didn't listen to me, but if you had, you'd know I told you so. And I'm so glad that you weren't hurt, that it wasn't worse. But I don't feel bad that now you're finally just like me. I told you so. I told you that could happen to you. You didn't listen to me, but if you had, you'd know I told you. I said it once, I said it twice, but you just scoffed and brushed me off. Take some humble pie served by the slice. You should have known that your luck would wear off. I told you so. I told you it could happen to you. The perfect girl, the perfect driver, but now your car doesn't look like new. You didn't listen to me, but now you know I told you so.
That felt good. Oh, man. She's not here, so we can have as much fun at her expense as we want. Whew. So we had always dreamed of taking a road trip. And finally, we had the chance last summer. I knew that to do it right, we had to go in with nothing planned.
Nothing at all.
And we mean nothing planned. Like, end up at a bed and breakfast at like 10:30 at night because nothing was planned. Because that's what separates a road trip from a vacation. Vacations have itineraries, reservations.
A plan.
Road trips are open-ended, at the whim of fate and the fancy of the traveler. Open-ended. Open road.
Open road. Tell me where to go. Open road. I will follow you. Open road. Tell me where to go. Open road. I go where you do.
And what road is more open-ended than the Blue Ridge Parkway? 469 miles of smooth, pristine, uninterrupted driving. So we packed the truck full of gear. Some we needed.
Some we didn't.
And we got off to a start.
A slow one. Very slow.
Start. You see, we had to stop for ice cream. We had to stop for wine.
Yep. And ice cream.
And wine. And
Lots of
we
wine.
had to stop for snacks.
Plenty of snacks. What would I do without snacks? You know me and snacks.
All of the chips.
Yeah, so many chips.
And finally, we got to the parkway. Our route, our road, the red carpet of adventure.
Come hell or high water, where there's a road I will wander. Over hills and mountains, if it's paved, I won't falter. Open road. Where are we going to go? Open road. What will we find? Open road. Where are we going to go? Open road. Open my mind.
And now, because you all know this is based on my thesis, a few well-researched facts about the Blue Ridge Parkway. The parkway was designed and begun in the 1930s, a time when the National Park Service saw roads and nature as complementary.
And by nature, we mean sweeping vistas and uninhabited landscapes.
No,
No?
that's not what we meant. Today, the parkway annually carries around 18 million people into the heart of the Appalachian Mountains.
Into a world that time has forgotten, where hardworking pioneers struggled in an isolated landscape.
Are we talking about the same road?
Yeah.
Ah, the parkway is as artistic as it is functional, drawing on romantic aesthetic ideals to create a quintessentially American experience.
Drivers are transported away from the daily grind to a place where they can get in touch with their roots.
Definitely not talking about the same road.
Totally talking about the same road.
Because of an intangible charm, the parkway is still the most visited attraction in the national park system.
Hey, Leanna. So you remember that time when we got really lost? I mean, we get lost a lot. Trust me, people, we get lost a lot.
But I don't know which time.
When we got lost, trying to find that pool. What was the name of that pool again?
The Arnold
National-
Valley Pool.
Arnold Valley Pool, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it said you had to turn off the Blue Ridge Parkway at like mile 153.7.
And there's like no signs ever.
No, there was a sign. There was a sign. It said, "Welcome to National Forest Road, number 77. Drive at your own risk."
Yeah, and there was like a little cautionary symbol that was basically like, don't go here.
Danger. But we went anyway. And there was that guy who was standing there who was like, where are these people going?
Yeah, he was like, what?
But
I
we
don't
went.
understand what they're doing.
We went. And so we're driving along, and we're getting closer, and we're getting closer, and we're getting closer, and all of a sudden, there's the edge of the mountain.
Like, you can see down the mountain, as in the cliff that we are on, that it looks like the little baby truck is gonna just fall right off.
Whoa, baby truck.
Sorry, not baby truck. Pleasantly smaller.
Tough truck.
Tough truck. I mean, it's been through a lot. And sturdy. Sturdy truck.
I don't like these words. So we're driving along, and there's the edge of the mountain, and I'm thinking, oh dear God, the only thing worse than driving down this mountain is going to be driving back up it. Because I don't know if any of you all have rear wheel pickup trucks in your lives, but they don't do well under. They don't do well under it at all. And I'm thinking, it's just a small spin out that's gonna put us down there. Oh, I'm sorry. Way down there.
Way down there.
But we keep going, because you can't turn around. And we get there.
And it's absolutely stunning.
I kept expecting like a little fairy nymph just pop out of a little pool and be like, whoa! No one ever makes it this far.
For real. Because at a certain point, you're like, I don't think we're never going to find this. We're driving on an endless road. And
Like 7 miles. 7 miles down the endless mountain road.
Yep. People give up. Except for us and fairies, apparently.
And the guy who wouldn't stop talking.
Oh my
he
gosh.
kept talking about giving up smoking and how he thought that made him less healthy. And his kid was there, so I was playing with his kid, and she was having conversations, and I thought, oh my, we're
Pretty sure
never
he had
gonna
a
get
beer.
away.
He had a can of beer in his hand. I'm just saying. Might have been a little.
So apparently it wasn't just fairies the finest place. Also locals. We're all redneck locals.
Yeah. Well, hey, what's wrong with goodness? I mean,
But
just
still worth being lost.
saying. Yes. I
Being
love being.
lost with you.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing to be lost with you.
Stop. I
And
can't.
to find our way back.
Oh my
together.
God, I can't. Let's sing about it.
You're waiting for something you don't understand. You're tracing the future on the palm of your hand. You're asking the questions to the answers you have, while searching for someone to show you the way. 'Cause you don't wanna know what you'll find, and you don't really mind not knowing. solitude and promises you store in your suitcase. You don't run from problems, you pack them up with you to keep them from hurting anyone else. 'Cause they don't wanna know what you'll find. And you don't really mind not knowing where it all goes, where this road will take you with nothing to show but a busted odometer and a tank full of wishful thinking. You've covered your bases, you found all the loopholes. You're watching for signs of whatever comes next. 'Cause you don't wanna know what you'll find. And you don't really mind not knowing.
So there's a lot of stuff I didn't used to know. But on looking back to write the thesis and to be here with y'all today, I realized that I could trace my only significant romantic relationship using only scenes from the road. A love story in 5 acts. Act 1, the back roads of northern Michigan. There are 5 of us, crammed in a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and Michael and I are next to each other. It is July, and the windows are open, and the warm night air smells like rain. In the shadows, our hands are clasped between us. His thumb gently strokes my knuckles, dipping up and down along the ridges. This is summer love at its finest. No one knows that we are dating, taking long walks in the moonlight, spending sweltering nights together in secret. I think I'm falling for him. He whispers in my ear so low, I feel the wisp of air from his words more than hear the actual words. At this moment, the road rises and falls, a butterfly hill, as I've always called them. But as the butterflies rise in my stomach, I know it's not because of the road. It's the stirrings of first love. Act 2. I-94 East, on the way from Minneapolis to Eau Claire. It's July again. 1 year after our summer together. Michael's 4-door Saturn sedan has no radio or air conditioning, so we shout conversation over the rush of wind. Our hands are clasped on the middle console. We're unable to let go after 10 months apart, even though our fingers are slick in the summer heat. Michael points out a billboard along the highway. Smile! Your mother was pro-life. I always look forward to that billboard. He begins with a smile. I said that to my mom one time, And she just looked at me and said, "You don't know that." He laughs at the absurdity of the billboard and the honesty of his mother's response. This site launches a conversation about the different political climates of Minnesota and Wisconsin, and I listen over the roar of the interstate, searching for clues that will tell me more about this man I traveled 1,000 miles to see. I find similarities in our opinions and differences in the customs and terrain, like when he pumps his gas and then pays, when in Virginia you definitely have to pay before. Or the way the sloping hills of the landscape lack the drama of the Appalachian Mountains I love. But none of this matters, because as we speed down I-94, I feel as if I have already arrived, that I have found home. Act 3, I-66 west to I-81 south, on the way from Woodbridge to Harrisonburg. It is one of those clear January days when every color in the valley seems to be in high resolution. We're finally together in the Shenandoah Valley, my favorite place, on my favorite highway, in my beloved Ford Ranger pickup truck. My hands rest gently on the wheel, and his lay idle on his lap. I sing along softly to the playlist he made me over the summer and try to make conversation, but after 2 days together, we're running out of topics, and too many of the old ones lead to arguments. When we're apart, I can ignore it, but in the car, I resort to what seems like a safe topic, the drive itself. This is my favorite view. They didn't used to have a guardrail here, so it looked like you could just drive right into the horizon. That sounds awful. I liked it. I say this, trying not to be disappointed in how easily he dismisses one of my favorite parts of the drive. Isn't the view beautiful at least? I make another effort to impart my love of the land on him. It's all right. I can't really see myself living here. When we drive past another one of my favorite views off the highway, a white church steeple against the Blue Ridge, I glance over and notice his eyes are shut. I switch off the playlist he made, full of pop songs and strange metal, and listen to a bluegrass playlist of my own. The music is better suited to the valley, to my truck, and to me. Breathing in the recirculated air, I sense the tension strongly and know that this drive has spoiled everything. Act 4, US 33 West, on the way from Martin's grocery store to my apartment in downtown Harrisonburg. At the store, we had relaxed, but back in the small cab of my truck, the tension returns, and there's no escaping it. We breathe it alongside the smell of onion and cheese emanating from behind the back seat. comments you made yesterday about Kate. I think it's weird that you would defend your ex-girlfriend instead of your current girlfriend. I throw the truck into gear a bit more forcefully than necessary, and the tires screech slightly on the pavement. It's a short drive home, and when I pull into the parking garage, I know we've only scratched the surface of our problems. But I know that now, there's no turning back. Act 5. I-81 north on the way to I-66 east. From Harrisonburg to Dulles International Airport. I offered to drive him to the airport because I didn't want to be alone in my apartment after the first night of breaking up. And the airport's in the same direction as my mom's house. I had cried earlier in my apartment, but in the comfort of my truck, my eyes are dry and focused on the road I know so well. I'm not so much calm as I am clear. Clear that this is my last chance to respond to the terrible things he said about me. Clear that breaking up is the right decision. And clear that the next 2 hours will likely be the last time I ever see Michael. I resolve to make the ride memorable. But I decide to use this last opportunity as a chance to defend myself. You see, I hadn't responded earlier when he called me selfish, manipulative, condescending. But now that I'd recovered from the shock, I was hurt. And I decided that my mission would be to make this drive the most awkward and miserable of his life. At first, I talk nonchalantly, striving for a detached coldness, unconsciously falling back upon the principle of least interest. I exhaust all the possible conversations quickly, though, and opt to play music instead. The playlist is called Band-Aid Songs, and it was made specifically with heartache in mind. Track after track, smooth male voices tell me, "Girl, you're beautiful. You are my only love. No one in the world is like you, babe."
You don't have to change a thing about you, babe. I'm telling you, from where I sit, you're one of a kind. Relationships, I don't know why they never work out. They make you cry, but the guy that says goodbye to you is out of his mind.
I sing along to it all, but this one, I sing the loudest, turning the volume knobs to be sure it is audible over the noise of the road. It makes me bold. Where does this drive rank in your most awkward life experiences? I think I'm playful, teasing, and I'm thoroughly pleased with myself. Probably second? Oh. I'm disappointed, and I feel the anger leave a hole in my gut that quickly fills with fear. Every mile brings us closer to the end of our relationship, to the end of the dreams we shared, to the end of the life I thought we'd make together. I suddenly feel that we are suspended. The world is speeding past, but in the cab of my truck, we are stationary. We are at once together and apart. I slow to the speed limit and then slightly under the speed limit to prolong the inevitable. I accidentally make a wrong turn at the airport so that I can hear his voice again, even if it is just to tell me I missed the turn. At last, I pull into the departures lane and take the truck out of gear. Without looking at me or saying a word, Michael steps out of the truck, grabs his bag from behind the seat, and shuts the door behind him.
into the sunlight, and in perfect silence heard your answer. I gave up, I gave in, and the world won again. I promised you to follow through, and I tried, but we know time, we know time. We chase those dreams down countless highways, running on innocence and luck. We burnt the hours till the minutes turned to ashes, and the silence settled like dust. You held your breath when I reached over from the wheel, and in perfect silence I held your hand. We gave up, we gave in, and the world won again. We promised to follow through, and we tried, but we know time, we know time. We know time.
We know time. Jack Kerouac's words turned out to be oddly prophetic for us. I'd read On the Road and been swept up in the adventure, but it turns out I was careening toward an ending as empty as that of Sal Paradise. I thought at first that I lost myself on the parkway, but then I realized that couldn't be it because I wasn't missing. Then I considered that I may have found myself on the parkway. But that didn't seem right either, because how could I discover something that had been here all along? Finally, I realized the parkway freed me to be me. The me that was there along, not missing, hidden, not lost, suppressed. Not waiting to blossom, just lacking the opportunity and seizing upon the invitation of the open road like a starving actress to a callback. But this was no audition. The role was mine before the first mile, and it felt more natural than the rivers and mountains that rolled past our windows. I embraced myself, my flaws. Jealousy, self-involvement, anxiety, fear, negligence, self-punishment, my strengths, courage, kindness, capability, appreciation, perseverance, consideration, abandon.
Loyalty, intelligence, wit, humor, capacity for love. And she's a kick-ass friend.
Blow through my unwashed hair and the breeze tickle my bare face. And I offered myself to the universe. Here I am, insignificant, but purely me. I come as I am and take you for what you were, are, and will be. The road shows its same gray-black face, but I show in turn my best and worst faces. Equal parts wonder and regret, but all the while capturing still lifes of a world that is anything but still. And while the images trapped in the digital world, may not change. My perception and memory will fade and morph and alter the truth of the moments, replacing facts with fiction that is no less convincing. This is the stuff of myths and legend. The call of the parkway does not roar like the 18-wheelers pounding the interstate, or console like the alternate byways. It's humble, concealing controversies and costs with a constant whisper that calls the traveler back. It is the country road that brings you home, the place where the heart belongs.